Okay, so you've seen the headlines maybe about this National Association of Realtors (NAR) lawsuit settlement that went on somewhere up in the Midwest. But anyway, the bottom line to you is if you are a buyer and you are ready to buy a house and you're going to hire an agent, they're going to ask you for a buyer's representation agreement. This is nothing new. They should have been doing it all along. But now, as brokers and as agents, and I'm a broker, you're not allowed to show a property without having this buyer's representation agreement in place. In fact, when you go to make an appointment for a house, there is something that pops up for the agents to say, do you have a buyer's representation agreement in place? So what does this all mean to you as a buyer? You just want to go see a house, right? Well, you can sign something for a day. You can sign something for a specific property. You can sign something for an extended period of time. Bottom line is, if the seller does not offer a commission to the buyer's agent, you will agree as the buyer to pay the buyer's commission. Now, it can be a flat fee. It can be a percentage of the sale price. It's whatever you come to in the agreement that you have. Now, we're in Texas, so we have our own deal. Every state might be a little bit different. I can't speak for the other states, but in Texas, we have a long form and a short form. And I'm not going to go into that right now. But what does that mean to you as a potential client? Well, you may be subject to, if provided you agree to this, that you may have to come up with, let's just say the buyer's agent gets 3%. I'm just using round numbers. Everything's negotiable. But it's a $500,000 house. You agreed to pay the buyer's agent $15,000 if the seller does not pay that. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. There are other options and there are other things that you can do, but you've got to discuss that with the agent. And that's not anything that I can do tell you in this video. But what I'm going to tell you is, if you're looking for something in Flower Mound, the market is competitive. And this change could help you also make a really good offer, because you don't want to be unrepresented. You don't want to go to a seller's agent and have the seller's agent do both sides of the deal. It's just not a good idea. You need somebody in your corner representing you, because as agents, we are fiduciaries to you, representing you and taking care of you as the buyer's agent. And there's I don't know, I think there was a list of 50 or 100 different things that a buyer's agent does for you. So that's points one. And points two, who pays the agent now? Well, it could go either way, or it can be a combination of the two. I've done commercial real estate for a while. This is nothing new in commercial. I do, residential and commercial, but in commercial, this has been going on for a long time. So this is just something new to the residential market. Number three, will home prices drop? It's hard to say. This is 2025, it's August, and we are still dealing with high interest rates. The prices haven't really fluctuated in Flower Mound too terribly bad. And buyers, there is more inventory, but sellers are willing to wait, and they want to get, a reasonable offer. They don't want to be lowballed, and they know when they are being lowballed. Have your agent, when you're working with an agent, have them, kind of run trends, and you can look up different items like core logic. And there's another thing in Texas, we have RPR, and there's a couple of different metrics that they can look at to help you make a really good offer. But the fourth thing that I really have to tell you is, this rule, it's a rule, it's a law. It goes across the whole land, the whole United States. We can't get around it. We can't ignore it. The buyer's representation is standard now. If you want to go see a house on your own without an agent, you need to go to an open house, and it's got to be a public open house. But Even then, the agent that is there can only give you factual information. He can't give you any sort of an edge. So if you just want to go see a house and it's a hot house, you might be in trouble. Now, what do you need to do in this market? Well, in this market, we still need to have any buyer's agent that's going to work with a buyer. You got to be number one. And this is probably the fifth and the last thing I'm going to say about this. If in this new marketplace that we're dealing with, you are going to have to be pre-approved. And that doesn't mean you calling the bank and saying, I make X, Y, and Z, and them giving you a letter. No, I'm talking about being approved where they have looked at your finances and they feel confident and comfortable that you're going to be able to close this deal. This is not COVID. We are not moving at the speed of light. These things need to be done correctly. And you need to find an agent that will be clear and tell you how they are going to get paid. And if they're not going to get paid, they have to be there. This is all about transparency now. The game has totally changed. And you've got to work with somebody that's smart and educated and knows what's going on in this business. There are ways that you can possibly cover your agent's costs, but that's a little bit dicey. You know, the rules are changing, but if you know the game, you can still win in Flower Mound's market. This is a great place to live, and there's so many different price points. And starts at the 300s, goes up to 25 million. I saw one the other day. So I look forward to seeing you in Flower Mound. Talk to you next time.